Welcome, everyone, to the Forensic Investigator Podcast, hosted by Dr. Jim. In this episode, I will sketch out for you the upcoming sessions for the month of June and July. On June 3rd, we will hear about child abuse investigation and sudden unexpected infant death through a conversation with Don Hayden, an experienced forensic investigator with an expertise in child abuse investigation. The discussion covers interview techniques, the evolution of forensic science as it relates to child abuse investigations, and the challenges involved in cases associated with such things as shaken baby or Munchausen and other related topics. It also examines how investigative perspectives and the forensic practices have changed over time. Then, on June 17th, we're going to have Death Investigation for Detectives. This episode examines the responsibilities of police detectives in death investigations and emphasizes how critical detective decision-making is to solving cases. Topics include common investigative mistakes, the three core components of an investigation, victimology assessments, the scientific method for homicide detectives, death investigation protocols, and additional tools that support effective casework. On July 1, we will have the forensic interview of children. In this episode, which is a follow-up to the child abuse investigation session with Don Hayden, the conversation focuses on the forensic interviewing of children, highlighting the vital role of child advocacy centers and Child First Protocol. Lindsay Wagner shares her experience in forensic interviewing and discusses the use of cognitive interview techniques and specialized interview tools. This episode also underscores the importance of peer review and maintaining high standards in the forensic interview of children. On July 15th, I'm going to have victimology and suspectology assessments. This episode focuses on the importance of victimology and suspectology assessments in investigations that involve sexual assaults, homicide, and other serious crimes. It discusses victimology assessments, victim-offender relationships, relevant statistical data, methods for gathering background information, and the transition from victimology to suspectology, including offender risk factors. All factors the forensic investigator must consider during the course of conducting a death investigation. On July 29th, we're going to have a case study called Lady of the Dunes. In an effort to bring some of the elements of death investigation together and see them in practice, I decided it was time for me to introduce you to one of the cases I consulted on. As you will see, this was not an easy case to resolve, but thanks to the two very determined detectives, the victim was identified after 48 years, and the murder was resolved, not to mention helping a family ultimately have finality. The story goes this way. It was July 1974, and the remains of a woman were discovered in the dunes near Provincetown, Massachusetts. She had suffered severe trauma to the head that nearly severed her head from her body, and her hands had been removed and were never recovered. For decades, her identity remained unknown, making it far more difficult for investigators to determine what happened, how it happened, who was responsible, and why. She was known to the public as Lady of the Dunes and remained unidentified until 2022, when she was finally identified and reunited in memory with her son and extended family, who had spent decades wondering what had happened to her. In this episode, the detectives who investigated the case revisit the investigation from the beginning, sharing the frustrations, the setbacks, and breakthroughs that they experienced along the way. The case highlights the persistence required to pursue justice and bring long-awaited answers to a family. Lastly, in addition to these full episodes, I want you to watch for short bonus segments of 2 to 5 minutes, featuring selected clips that highlight specific issues, challenges, and key elements associated with the forensic investigation. I want to thank you for listening. Should you have any questions about the forensic disciplines mentioned in this session, please email me at jma.forensicinvestigator@gmail.com or visit my website at www.jma4ensics.com. Goodbye, everyone. Have a great day and enjoy.